to another video. This one is topic 2 and it is called Umbra and Penumbra.
Let's see what it is. So what happens when an opaque object blocks the path of light?
Okay, so the hand is an opaque object, and as you can see, it is blocking light falling on the wall, and you have a black colored image that is formed. So the black image is called a shadow. Okay? So shadow is formed when an opaque object blocks the path of light. Okay, so today we will study about umbra and penumbra to be able to explain causes of umbra and penumbra from visible evidences and draw an illustration of umbra and penumbra together with creating works of visual art in the form of diagrams, plans, and illustrations to convey thoughts or stories about various incidents.
Okay, so vocabulary, the number 1, opaque. Opaque, so it's something that blocks the light.
So the second is transparent. So transparent is an object which does not block light. So light can pass through a transparent object. Okay, so glass is transparent.
Number 3, fringe, it's an adjective to say it's like outside.
Number 4 is partial. So partial means half, okay, or not completely full. So I partially finished my homework. I finished half of my homework.
And the last one, obstruction. Obstruction, something that doesn't allow something. So the light make an obstruction to an object.
So let us watch a video on the formation of shadows, and then we'll come back and we'll continue the lesson.
Welcome to Moo Math and Science. In this video, I'd like to talk about types of shadows created by celestial bodies. And in this video, I'll review the umbra, the penumbra, and the antumbra. Let's first take a look at this short video. Flashlight and look at the different types of shadows. In the middle, you have the umbra, which is the darkest portion. Around the edges, you have the penumbra. And then the shadow at the edge of the umbra is called the antumbra. So there are 3 shadows. Now let's take a look at what different eclipses you see according to which part of the shadow you are in. And here are those same shadows in a little bit different picture. You have the umbra, which is the darkest portion, the edges, which are the penumbra, and then where the umbra ends, you have the antumbra. They also, depending on where the earth and moon is found, which part of the shadow, you get different types of eclipses. If the earth or moon is found in the umbra, you get the following eclipses. You get a total solar eclipse. You get a total lunar eclipse. And also a partial lunar eclipse. Now, if the earth or moon is found in the penumbra, you get a partial solar eclipse, a partial lunar eclipse, or a penumbral lunar eclipse. And finally, if the earth or moon is found in the antumbra part of the shadow, you get an annular solar eclipse. And here's what that looks like. So there we go, the different shadows created by celestial bodies. Thanks for watching, and Moo Math uploads a new math and science video every day. Please subscribe and share.
So, based on the video, you saw that there were 2 main kinds of shadows. So one was a dark shadow and one was a light shadow. So the dark shadow is called the umbra, The umbra is a region of complete shadow resulting from total obstruction of light.
And then you have the penumbra. So this one is a fringe set region of a partial shadow around the umbra. So it's not that totally shadow.
Okay, so a lot of times the light falls on the object and the wall may be further away, or there might be more light coming from other sides as well. So that is why you have two different shadows, a dark one and a small lighter shadow on the outside.
So you have an illustration. So you have the source, so the sun, the opaque object, which is the earth, and then here the shadow.
And you can tell there are two shadows. One is the dark, or which is umbra, which is complete blocking of light. And then you have the penumbra, which is only partially blocking the light. Okay? So now, as you studied in the last chapter on solar and lunar eclipses, the reason you sometimes see complete darkness is because that region is in the umbra. And sometimes you can partially see the sun. That is because your region falls in the penumbra. Okay? It is very rare for your country or your city to be in the umbra region. So you should be very lucky. You should consider yourself very lucky if you can see a full eclipse. Okay, so if you go ahead, the next picture shows you exactly how the umbra and penumbra are formed. So there you got the sun, the earth, and the complete shadow region, and then the small shadows called the penumbra.
So here's a diagram about penumbra and umbra. So watch the video, and then you make a model about the solar and lunar eclipse with the penumbra and umbra.
Okay, now in the last chapter, you had to make the 3D model or a flat model which was moving. Here, nothing has to move, but you have to show the umbra and the penumbra region. Okay. go ahead, the next image will show you exactly what you should do. And here, this is how your diagram should be.
So don't forget to put colors and to indicate what's the sun, what's the earth, and what's the moon, and just put some colors and make it nice.
And do it for the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse. Okay, so you have to make two diagrams.
So which is one is on this side and then the moon on this side. So does glass create an umbra when light falls on it? So you can take a glass, transparent glass, and then a torch, and then you make the experiment.
And secondly, if you flash a light on the human body part, do you see an umbra or a shadow on the other side? Okay, so the answer for both, for glass, is no, there is no umbra because it is transparent, and the human body is opaque, so light cannot pass through it. So there's a very dark shadow formed. Okay.
And then as always, write the vocabulary in English and find the meaning in Thai in your notebook.
And finally, you have to make a diagram for the Penumbra and Umbra illustration of a solar and lunar eclipse on an A4 size paper.
Okay, see you for the next lesson.